What up, guys? Welcome to the Man Cave podcast. I'm here today with a very special guest, co-founder of Ikonick, professional horse rider, and multi-billionaire, Mark Brazil. How you doing, man?
Thanks for having me. Let's first start off by saying this Man Cave is a fucking palace. I love it, and you're inspiring me to get a lot of random shit in my new crib.
It's nice, isn't it? It's like, it's unorganized chaos is what I think when I see it.
It's got a light branding of the Chiefs Kingdom mixed with all iconic athletes. I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So in my intro, of which of those three things were true?
Nothing. I don't even know how to ride a fucking bicycle, let alone a horse, an actual bicycle. And multi-billionaire? Nah, I'm not there yet.
So Ikonick, co-founder. How did you start that? Like, what's the story behind that?
How far back you want me to go? You want me to go back?
I mean,
back, or do you want me to...
Give me a little brief summary, and then I want you to start after that. I want to hear from the very beginning.
All right, so long story short, I was touring the United States of America in a branded tour bus for 4 months, 40 states, 175 retailers with this hat company. I was in Boston, Massachusetts at a store called Laced. I saw a picture on the wall of Pusha T, and I was like, yo, who drew this? And they were like, oh, it's this kid, TJ Bransfield. He's in here. He's a tattoo artist. And then he wanted to become an artist, a painter. And that meant nothing to me. But at that point in time, I was hanging out with Rob Kardashian. He made a piece for Rob. He gave it to Rob. Rob posted it. His shit blew up. And he's like, yo, people are asking me to buy my art. Like, can you help me with this? And I sold a piece of art for $1,000. This was in 2014. And I became an art dealer. And then kind of throughout working with him, I realized that everybody that inquired for the art couldn't afford the art. So I was like, yo, let's drop a limited unit print. And we made 20 grand in 2 days. So I was like, fuck, man, there's people want this shit. Yeah. And at that point, I was dead broke living in Carlsbad, San Diego with my business partner, Jeff Cole.
Okay.
And his Instagram started blowing up. And he's like, yo, everyone's posting the motivational quotes and the photography and the pop culture and the memes. Like, why don't we marriage this and start drop shipping art? Fucking around, making $1,000 here and there. 2016 Black Friday, we made like 20 grand, and we were like, yo, we're fucking rich. And then in 17, I'll always remember, February 27th of 2017, we went on Shopify. And then in March, we started doing paid ads like Facebook and Instagram. 6 figures the first month, 13 months in a row, we went up in revenue, did 3-4 million part-time. It was the most fucking savage life you could ever live. We had another job, bro. So we were working 5 a.m. to 8 a.m.
So how did you end up just quitting this job? You're like, hey, look, so I actually just like became a millionaire. I think I'm going to quit.
You know what's crazy? I've actually never told this story, but fuck it. We were living in the office. So it was an office. Me and Jeff were living in it. And the third guy, who was the founder of the company, would actually come in. And it was really weird because one day we were like, yo, like, we're out. And then he just kind of like left us the office, and we just kind of were stuck with that office. He's still a friend to this day, but in anything in life and in business, it's got to make sense for all parties. And for us, Jeff was a little bit more conservative. As you can tell, I'm a little bit more of a savage. I was like, yo, let's get the fuck out of this shit. Let's blow up Ikonick. Man, it's crazy to think now. It's like 3-4 years. It's been a wild fucking ride, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So something that I think is very important, and every successful person must know the answer to this question. So I want to get your take on it. Do you wipe from the front or the back?
I wipe from the back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm always a back wiper. You know what's crazy, man? I didn't discover like the wet wipes until like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. That shit's game changing.
It's life changing.
Life changing. I bring that shit everywhere now. I went no wet wipes. Is that weird? Like,
no, do you keep them in your pocket? Like,
I don't
you have some on you right now?
I don't keep them in my pocket, but when I'm traveling everywhere, I got the little wet wipes.
Okay.
It's a different experience.
It is, and so thinking back, like, you know, before you started this business, like when you were in high school, what was your plan for your life? Like, is this something that you had planned where you're like, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to be a business owner, I'm going to be a successful entrepreneur? Or is this something that kind of just happened? Like, if you could look back at yourself in high school, like, what was your mindset like for the future?
Yeah, for everyone listening, I think this is a great part to listen in on. I was winning at life, and then I was a colossal fuck up for most of my 20s. I was a big soccer player growing up.
Okay.
My dad's from Brazil. I was, my team was nationally recognized, but I always kind of was like very talented, but I didn't really have the work ethic. And going into my senior year in high school, I was a quote unquote, I was a popular kid, nominated for homecoming king. The soccer team was shitty though, and I wasn't on the players to watch list going into my senior year. I remember it so vividly, man. I was sitting at the kitchen table with my mom, everything bagel with 4 scrambled eggs. Wasn't on that list, and even people on my own team were on that list.
Wow.
And at that point, that's when I think my whole life changed. I was like, yo, fuck this shit. I'm gonna put in the work. And then I never really was a big cardio guy, and I just went crazy on cardio. I remember all my homies, Taco Bell would close at 2 a.m. and at the end of the night we'd be like fucked up and go. And I remember like nights running past Joni Kleber's house where they'd be fucked up at Taco Bell at 2 in the morning and I'd be running.
Wow.
So I just went fucking psycho mode. Then we crushed it. Team went as far as it had ever gone. I went all county. I made all county.
Did you play in college?
I went to Delaware under the notion to play in college, and then I just didn't like the vibe.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. And then I ended up doing a fraternity, which was the greatest decision I've ever made in my whole entire life.
I was doing a little research on you, and I heard that you used to be a beer dealer in high school, and that's how you kind of started your little hustle entrepreneur mindset. So you used to sell beer to all the kids using your fake ID?
Yeah. So it was,
that's illegal, right?
Oh, I was.
Yeah, because I know cops and stuff, so I could like report you.
I broke the law a lot. Fuck. Yeah, man. It kind of goes back to like in business too. It's like no risk, no reward. And we were at freshman orientation, and they were like, "Yo, 3 strikes, you get kicked out of school." And strikes were like open container, noise violation. Yeah. And I was like, "Fuck this shit. I'm gonna walk the line." And I had the ID. My business partner, my roommate was on the football team. He had a big fucking pickup truck. This big ass motherfucker from Delaware, Trevor Costello. Shout out Trevor Costello. You're probably not. If he's listening to this. And I literally, these girls were like, "Yo, get me a 30-pack." They gave me $40. I went to the store. I discovered Natty Ice, Natty Light. It was $6.
The best.
That was the good shit. The Natty.
It's just a different kind of buzz.
Natty Light was it was just water. Natty Ice was the psycho shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was in dark days, like MD 2020, Captain Morgan's, something
Four Locos. Oh,
that was before my time, but I was on like the Four Loco type shit in college.
I remember my first time drinking Four Locos. I had 2 of them in high school, and I didn't know that like they'd fuck you up so bad and just keep you awake because they had energy as well. That was a dark night.
I've actually never tried Four Loko. I'm gonna try Four Loko.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try it.
I wouldn't recommend it, but you got to do it once.
Yeah, I gotta do it once.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went to give these girls back the change, and they're like, "Keep the change." I'm like, "Fuck." There's some money to be made. Yeah. So then I just went to the girls next door, the whole entire floor, the second floor, the third floor, that building. Alcohol? And then who needs alcohol? And then like, dude, it was nuts, man. My mom was shipping me like my old soccer duffel bags.
You're bootlegging.
I was fucking bootlegging. And then I ripped my my closet door off, and I had a beer pong tournament in my room. And then the RAs came knocking in. And that one motherfucker, Gary Goldstein, didn't hide his red cup. So I got popped.
Wow.
And then that stopped that. But that was like the genesis of me becoming like an entrepreneur.
Where do you get your fake ID from?
Stacy Rubin. A nice...
Dude, you're good with names.
I don't smoke weed no more, bro. My shit's crisp. I haven't smoked weed in like 7 years. Stacy Rubin, a nice Jewish girl from East Mono High School. And the ID was Jason Miller from Woodbury, New York. Tall, skinny, dark Jewish dude. I fit the part. I wonder where that ID is.
I had a fake ID. Mine was from Rhode Island. And my whole thing, whenever I'd use it, just so I seemed like legit, they'd be like, "Oh, Rhode Island, huh?" And I'd always be like, "Yeah, I'm from Rhode Island, originally from Vermont." And and one time I was on spring break with my mom, my brother, my best friend. Crazy spring break, right? And we went out. I think I was 19. I used it at the bar, or at a restaurant, trying to get a beer. And I did my whole thing. I was like, she's like, "Oh, you're from Vermont?" I was like, yeah, or Rhode Island. I'm like, "Yeah, originally from Vermont." And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm from Rhode Island, originally from Vermont." And I was like, "Oh, fuck." And she starts asking me questions and everything. "Oh, where did you live? Blah, blah, blah." And I was
most obscure 2 places.
I was just like, "Oh yeah, I just lived like right off of Main Street." She's like, "Oh, really? By, so-and-so?" I'm like, yeah, it's a great place.
I don't even know. Can you like get in a lot of trouble for like fake IDs and shit?
Yeah,
now?
you can. There's different levels to it. So if you have, when I got my fake ID, my best friend was kind of the hustler and the guy to get it from, my buddy Jackson. So he's like, there's 2 options. You can either get your name on the ID, which, if you get caught or if someone takes it, obviously it's easier to trace you. But if you use someone else's name, if you use a fake name, then it's technically some sort of like identity theft or fraud type deal. So there's different levels to it. But yeah, you can get in a lot of trouble.
This guy got the granular details on the
Yeah,
legality behind fake
exactly.
IDs.
And he got everybody in my high school fake IDs, ordered them from, I think, China or something. They were legit. They had the hologram. They were scannable.
The hologram.
I used it for a long time. And the first time I got it taken was my first time trying it in Arizona. They're very strict about like alcohol type stuff here. It's the number one state for like how harsh they are on DUIs, which I mean, I think is great. And then in Kansas, like no one gives a shit. So like in Kansas, like if you're taller than the bar pretty much and you walk up and you can get drinks pretty easily, they don't card very much. Out here, they're super strict. So the first time that I tried it here, I don't know why I tried it because the girl in front of me got arrested for using a fake right in front of me and there's a cop right there. And I was like, oh, I'll still try it. Like mine's pretty legit. Nope. He's like, it's fake. Called the cop over. As soon as the cop came over, I just sprinted off, ran through like the middle of an intersection. I was gone.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So after you, how long were you in college for? Did you graduate or did you drop out? What's the story with that?
5 years, 2.11 GPA.
Impressive.
Came down to my last class that I needed to get a certain grade.
Yeah.
That you need a 2.1. No matter, you need X amount of credits, you need a 2.1 with those credits to graduate. So I had enough credits, but if I didn't get a certain grade in my last class, I would have been under a 2.1 where I had to just continually take credits just to raise my GPA. I was, it was up and down. I was a pothead, but I had all these little hustles, bro. I had like the liquor delivery hustle. I had a apparel hustle. I was a social chair of my fraternity. I'd run these bus trips, bro, where I would literally rent out these bus trips. I'd make a deal with the bar. People would pay 20, 30 bucks all in. And I went to University of Delaware and I would just bring buses from Delaware to like Baltimore. And everyone would get fucked up. The first hour would be open bar, and then we would just get shit-faced for the night. And I was running. It was crazy, bro. I was dating this girl, and she was fun. We had a lot of fun together. We would just be fucking smoking weed and slanging beer. It was crazy, bro. College was a crazy time.
And after you got out of college, what was the next step?
That's in the next, like, 5 to 8 years, which is a colossal fuck-up. First, my best friend was living in California, and he's like, yo, we need somebody for our company that's LEED certified. It's leadership in energy and environmental design. This is when eco-friendly shit was huge. And I did shitty in school, so I was like, fuck it, let me test myself. Spent 4 or 5 months studying for this test, failed. You couldn't take it. You had to wait 3 months. So I had to wait another 3 months, failed. Wait another 3 months, I finally passed. So like a year of my life to take this test. I moved to California, and now I have no money because I was just doing this test. I get hired, I get a crib. A week later, my boss comes in, he's like, yeah, I don't need you no more. So that was my first taste of just like, no one gives a shit about you. And then I'm in California with no money. So I go to Craigslist and I get a job selling door to door lighting and windows. Zero salary, 100% commission.
Wow.
Compton, Beverly Hills, Inland Empire.
All over the place.
Dude, there'd be days I'd drive 240 miles, no one would fucking open the door. It was the wildest up and down, but I've always been like a people person. Like I was social sharing shit. This just refined my skill set because it's like, imagine going to an appointment, and this is when people imagine if they opened up the door. You're in the fucking hood in Compton, and then you leave and you're with some bougie ass older woman in Beverly Hills, and then you go to the fucking Inland Empire and you're with a couple Latinos. So it's like I was just thrown into situations that I normally wouldn't be thrown into, and you're kind of like locked in this cage, and I'm sitting on the couch. I'm sitting on the couch in Compton, and I'm just like, yo, I'm just sitting them through my sales presentation. This is how much money you're going to save in this, and I had this whole fucking racket. I go back to my car. It was this whole crazy thing. And I truthfully think in all things in life, ultimately, sales is like the most important thing, whether you're doing it or whether your partner's doing it. And sales could be just people liking you. Like that would just have been weird if I walked in here and you and me didn't fuck with each other. You would have just found a way to get the fuck rid of me or something. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I learned a lot about sales, and then I moved back to the East Coast because I was like, fuck it, this life ain't for me. And I had this idea to start this World DJ League, and it was like branding DJing as a sport. The DJs were the players.
Okay. Interesting.
It was
like gaming, but for DJs.
Dude, it was a brilliant idea. The management companies were the teams, the venues were the stadiums. long story short, spent about a year doing this idea. My business partner came from a pretty wealthy family. We got a $500,000 LOI. And for people listening, LOI is letter of intent. It's like if you do this, we give you this money. He goes to Colorado for the weekend. I get a call on Monday, passed away.
Wow.
To this day, people don't know. I have an inkling, but so then I was back. I lost the money, back at ground zero. And then I kind of trickled into eventually to this hat company where I ended up touring the US. And then I met Timmy. And then
What's the deal with the hat company?
The hat company sold 75% to Olakai like 2-3 years ago. The founder was actually just on my podcast last week.
Okay.
And
they just sell hats. That's all they do.
Premium hats, like
Okay.
nice fucking hats. And I learned so much from them. Those are guys that I love forever. But I mean, dude, I was at this point, I'm 34 now. I was 28. I had no fucking money. And then I learned about taxes the hard way. So, I mean, when I was 28, I was heavy in the fucking negative. And then I was told I wasn't worth $3,500. I got it fucking tattooed.
Yeah, I saw that on your Instagram. That's a pretty sick story.
Yeah, I mean, basically, keep in mind too, bro, I was fresh off a weekend of fucking working in the office by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the number 3 at this company by my fucking self. And I had a small amount of equity in the company. And we talked Monday and I'm like, yo, can I get a raise? And I was $3,500. It's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm fucking, and it's all different, 35, 25, whatever it is. It's different in different markets and different places. But I mean, at this point I was a doer and I was, strategy and vision. I was a people person. I was definitely worth more. And he straight up was just like, no, you're not worth it. And
Wow.
we've since mended it. But like, dude, I said in my caption that shit, like, life is hard, business is hard. Whatever the fuck you need to do to get you ramped up for anything in life, a podcast, a fucking meeting, anything, like my intentions on what I want to do in this world are different now, but like that like hatred and like prove them wrong type shit, that definitely got me to kind of this other side of
It'll
freedom.
change everything.
Dude.
So you got the 3,500 tatted on your wrist there, and it has the infinity right underneath it.
Yeah, and then he was on the podcast. We mended it. He brought a famous tattoo artist on set, Franco Vescovi, and they added an infinity sign to like,
That's crazy.
say it's worth more. It's funny that then I got this fucking chain right on it too. So I just look at it. I got all these little fucking silly ass tattoos. They all mean like a lot to me though. I'm half Jewish too. My mom's fucking going nuts over this shit.
Oh really?
Yeah,
She doesn't like
you
it.
can't get buried in like a cemetery.
Oh really?
Apparently not.
Huh. Interesting.
I'm
You
going-
can just get cremated, throw you in the ocean.
At
whatever
that
works.
point, I think I'm done.
Yeah,
so,
you're dead anyways. So like,
yeah.
what difference does it make?
I don't even know, but yeah, she's not happy about that. But yeah, I really like these little tattoos. And yeah, the Melon thing, the name of the company is called Melon. It's a great hat. For anybody listening, if you want a the best fucking hat, it's called
Comfortable?
Melon. Oh, bro, I've had this hat for like fucking years.
That's crazy.
It's got moisture wicking on the inside, a hidden stash pocket. It comes in
No
a
way.
box.
Wow.
Look at this. I'm fucking slanging these hats fucking 10 years later.
Yeah, exactly.
I got
Can't
the
get rid of
features
it.
down, the
Can't get
moisture
rid of
wicking.
it.
Holy shit. Certificate of authenticity. I remember all that shit.
So
Fuck.
tell me more about Ikonick because it's really cool. I believe how I found you was a couple of weeks ago. I was scrolling through Instagram and one of the ads came up on my Instagram.
Hey,
And
got
I
you,
was like,
motherfucker.
yeah,
Got you.
Exactly. And I was like, oh, this is sick. And it was, I think it was the giant camouflage one. And it said something about like the only way to
Stand out
stand
is
out
not
is not
fit
fitting in.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is sick. Let me check this out because I'm really big on like decorating, as you can see by the man cave. Like I like off the wall decoration type stuff. I just finished this place and now we have the office that has a bunch of blank walls and I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. So I go through the site and I'm looking, I'm like, this shit is dope. Like everything, because I'm huge on the motivational stuff as well. And that's a lot of what you guys do. Most of the stuff is themed around like, creativity and motivating, just by looking at it, like, whatever you need to hear that day. If you put enough of those things in your house, you'll just constantly be surrounded by these messages of motivation, hard work beats talent, progress over perfection. And I think it'd be sick to have it all throughout the office and have everyone that I'm surrounded with see the same messages. So I was like, okay, I'm going to check this out. I sent a message. I'm like, hey, let's work together, whatever. You responded right away. and it just so happened to be that you're in Arizona. So I was like,
Hey.
sick. Let's get this set up. Let's have you on the podcast. Everything. So I would love to know like more about how you, you already told me like where you got the idea for starting the company. Once you had the idea, how did you put everything into motion and make it as successful as it is today? Like what was that like?
Hard fucking work. That's first and foremost. I think there's no one successful that didn't work hard. Obviously, you work smart as hell. People are like, oh, working smarter is. You have to work smart and you work hard. So working hard was first and foremost. I think being super self-aware. I am a fucking idiot at 99.99% of things in this world. Like I said, I can't ride a bike. I don't know what fucking block I live on. I'm an idiot. But what I'm good at, I'm going to fucking destroy you in.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Biz dev, digital marketing, brands, sales, vision, finding the right people, incentivizing the right people. So being super self-aware. And then I was super self-aware. Jeff was super self-aware. And just everything as it comes and goes, we're just bringing on the right people and filling the right holes. And I think there's a secondary function to being self-aware, and that's having no ego. Like I'm always here to learn. Like you could tell already how we're talking. I'm asking you questions. Oh, where'd you find this? How'd you do this? What are you doing here? Always being passionately curious. That's always been the common theme. Having like a growth mindset, and that runs uniform throughout my whole entire organization. Everybody is reading books. Everybody is sharing information because everybody wants to get smart. Everybody wants to get better. The better we get, the better the company does, the better everybody else does. And then lastly, my business partner. I'm blessed with. I think we have the greatest partnership of all time. I've known him for 10 years. Crazy story is the shit happened so fast that they needed our EIN number. And for people listening, EIN is like your tax identification number.
The business social security, pretty much.
Exactly. So we use my LLC because we just wanted to start. And we're like, fuck this shit. Dude, we did millions of dollars under my EIN. So I own the whole company with no operating agreement, nothing.
Wow, that's crazy.
And his parents were like, yo, like, who the fuck is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we were
this guy?
We were just going fast. And it was just an unwavering trust. And then it's just, we just have the same core values. Like he works hard, I work hard. He does what he does, the creative side. I do what I do on the business side. And he knows me so well that he knows that, like, hypothetically, if I did no work today and I did 10 of these podcasts, he knows at this point now what the fuck goes on in these podcasts.
Right.
You and me are homies now. We might do fucking, I'm going to help you. You're going to help me. You're going to get the art. I'm going to get all these fucking things. You're going to plug me. You're going to plug me with this guy, fucking sports frames, whatever his name is. So he gets it. I think there's that. And then gotta love what you do. If you don't love what you do,
you're not gonna last.
You're not gonna last, man. You gotta
the
be
money's not gonna do it for you at some point.
You gotta be a fucking psycho to do the shit that we do. That if you don't love it, it's just like there's days where you're gonna be up super early. There's days where you're gonna be up late. There's days you're gonna miss things. Weekends. For me, I don't even know what the fuck the weekend is, bro.
Right.
It's all
just one continuous flow of days.
Especially now in this fucking, I don't even know, this thing that we're in right now with COVID.
The man cave.
But yeah, I would say like the biggest overarching theme of everything is really just being self-aware and understanding that it's a team effort. So you're only as strong as your team. And I've realized that. Like we hustled our way to a decent sized company. And now we were talking on the way here. I was telling you, I was like, yo, dude, I got a recruiter now. And this recruiter is bringing in like, he showed me, I was looking at the resumes yesterday and it was fucking sniper rifles. I'm like, this is what the fuck I want. I want these sniper rifles. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, team is big.
Yep. And then how long did you guys operate? Like, did you take that money that you guys made initially at a couple $1 million and just keep reinvesting it into the company? Or did you bring anybody on board as far as investors go? I see you partnered with Gary Vee.
Yeah.
Like what's the story behind all of that?
So initial investment was $16. It was 1 month Squarespace. And then it was put in $1, get out $2, reinvest the $2. Me and Jeff didn't pay ourselves for longer than we probably should have. We didn't pay ourselves for a long time. And then I don't know how long we were in. Maybe we were in like a year and a half or 2 years. Interesting story with Gary and Screwed. I'll get into that in a second. They became strategic partners. And then nobody actually even fucking knows this. I've never even said this on air, but I'm going to say it now. And then last December, we sold a very small piece of the company to a strategic partner. So now we already had, cash on hand, but now we're in a very good position where we're going on savage fucking offense now, dude. Like we got shit coming down the pipeline that I'm like so fucking excited about.
That's the best feeling.
It's the greatest feeling is when it's just like, you got the shit coming.
And you know how it's just going to be successful no matter what,
Yes. And so we partnered with Gary and Scooter, and I always, anytime people usually, ask about Gary, Gary's the fucking man. Gary's a guy that like, he's there when you need him. If he can't do something, he's not going to say he can do it. If he says he can do it, he can do it, and he's going to go overboard on it. And he's a real one. I think he's going to go down as one of the most iconic humans in our generation, because all it is it's just incremental, growing. And you got to be a fuckhead if you don't meet him and fuck with him.
Right.
It's just like, this guy's just coming. He's a great guy, great energy. He's going to give you a great snippet that you can take and go use in your life. That's the one thing with him, man. Every time we link up, whether it be a phone, Zoom, in person, I always leave
with something.
Dude, at least that one thing. And I pride myself on like seeing around the corner, being a great ideas guy, great strategy guy. And me and Jeff will leave, and we'll just always be like, that motherfucker on some shit.
Dude, he seems so high energy and just like going all the time. Like his mind doesn't stop, and everything that he's saying is like, holy shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Just constantly like moving, motivating, and just constantly wheeling and dealing, which is amazing to just watch, especially for people who are entrepreneurs. It's like, this is someone I can go and look to and be like, take something from and learn something from. And that's important.
Another huge thing with him too, you bring it up, is just like his energy. And like, again, we've just met, but like people that know me know I'm like a high energy dude, and I'm fucking gassed up all the time. And I'm really focusing on like health and fitness. And it's just like, among other things, people are like, like, why are you doing that? And I'm just like, oh, I'm training for life. But like the big thing is I'm really training to be healthy and just have the type of energy that like he's on.
Does he not smoke or drink or anything? Or
he doesn't do any of that shit. He stays low key. He works out every morning. He does get his sleep. For all the entrepreneurs and people out there, it's not cool to not sleep.
Right.
You got to fucking sleep.
It'll always catch up to you.
It'll always catch up to you.
On days where I don't get enough sleep, like I could work 10 hours and be not as productive as a day where I work 4 hours with a good night's sleep. Like it makes a big difference.
100%. And yeah, I've just been investing. It's kind of like, it's such a fucking game changer, just being that person that's got that energy. And like for me, it's like, I'm getting older, clearly. You know what happens as you get older. Like obviously you're going to lose some of the gas. And like for me, I've really been investing in health and fitness. So it's just like, I could just be on fucking a crazy one, like boom, 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 boom. But sometimes I'll literally have in one day 20 meetings where I'll literally have a meeting, 12, 15, 12:30, 12:45, boom, 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 boom. And each one of those meetings, I want to be fucking psycho mode the second I get on that shit. So he's been very, I look at him and I see, he knows, like I see a lot of myself in him, and he's just like he's rationalized to me that I'm not fucking crazy. I think everyone else is fucking crazy because the shit I'm doing, like, look, he's doing it. Looks like it's working out pretty fucking good.
Pretty good.
I'll leave it at that.
So as far as the marketing aspect of things, like I said earlier, I was targeted through an Instagram ad. That's something that like I've never done any marketing at all. Everything, all of my channels and all of my YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and everything that I've built has been 100% organic. I haven't done a single bit of marketing. How could I utilize marketing, and what are some strategic things that you do in the Instagram and Facebook ads and marketing is something that I could learn from?
Yeah, we're friends now. Your business is going to triple next year because you're going to drop something in the fucking bucket. The fact that you are where you're at and you're fully organic is fucking GOAT status. That's amazing.
Thank you.
And what it really says is it's the same analogy where like if you create all this demand and you have no supply, when you fucking drop that shit goes crazy. And for you're leaving, there's so much meat on the bone. I think all scalability is in paid acquisition. You're just getting in front of more people. And like for me, hypothetically, let's just say I never heard of you. And then I see the Klay Thompson shit. Funny as fuck, following, I'm in your funnel, you own me now.
Right.
So you're just finding more fucking people. And what's really crazy is, for the people listening, I knew nothing about this shit. March of 2017, I knew nothing about it. Marketing, digital marketing.
Right.
I'll break it down as simple as possible. It's called ROAS, return on ad spend. Okay. If you put in $1 and you get back $3.20, your ROAS is 3.2. $1, you get $4.80, and you can do it scale. So $100,000 to $480,000, it's a 4.8 ROAS.
Okay.
When you're doing paid acquisition, you have a target ROAS. You're like, yo, I need to be at 2x to be profitable. You can spend, let's just say you spend $1,000 and you're at 2x. Talk to me when you could spend $10,000 at a 2x. Because the more you spend, the harder it is to maintain that ROAS.
And why do you think that is?
I don't know that. I mean, this is the answer, is when you first start spending money, you're hitting the very low hanging fruit. So there's two different.
That are the most active followers and that are right there.
So there's two different types of people you can target and two types of traffic. There's cold traffic, new people that have never heard of you, and then warm traffic, which is like retargeting, people that follow you, people that have been on your page. So your ROAS on cold could be 1x, and your ROAS on warm could be 8x, and it's going to be a blended 2x.
Okay.
If you just flip the switch right now, bro, you're going to win on a little bit on super broad, and you're going to crush it on retargeting. You could spend right now, you could do nothing and press a button and spend $200 a day. Let's just say $200 a day, $100 a day. And you're good. You're going to be profitable, 100%. It's when you start, it's what you do is you start, you're spending $5,000 and you're like, okay, I'm winning in Facebook. I'm winning on Instagram. Okay, let's optimize our Google. Gets me to 7, 8. Okay, I'm winning here. Let's optimize Outbrain. Let's optimize Taboola. All these different channels. And then all it is, bro, like my whole game is a fucking sick, fun game, bro. I'm just in a constant search to find new channels of distribution where I can keep
increasing those numbers and just fine tuning it.
It's all it is, bro. And it's just like my head of growth. I just hired my head of growth. What a fun job he has. And I'm like his fucking, he's like Stoudemire and I'm fucking Nash. He's like, bro, just wrangling these deals, wrangling these collaborations, wrangling these influencers. All I'm doing is just doing this shit and just fucking relationships, cutting deals. That's all I do.
And what a fun job you have.
It's a fucking great time. So I just bring in the deals, I cut it. So I do the first 10%, and then I have my team that does the 80% in the middle. And then at the end, let's say we're doing a collaboration, I'm like, okay, we got our shit. Now it's go time. And then I come back in the fucking game. So for people out there, I think all scale is at paid acquisition. You should do everything in your power to learn this. I mean, look what happened with COVID. Imagine if you're an all doors Walmart doing fucking 30 mil a year and you have no website.
Boom.
Dunzo.
How did you learn it? Like, was it through certain books or being around certain people? Like, what steps would you recommend? And is there any like books or programs that you recommend to learn this?
I'm going to blow your fucking mind right now, everybody. There is no fucking book, no fucking program. And the people that are doing these courses,
they don't want to put it out.
For the people that are doing these courses, it's fucking these little shiesty fucks.
Yeah.
If you're crushing it, you're not going to do a fucking course, bro, because it's got a shiesty mentality. You know what it is. It just looks bad. So what I recommend is what I did, which I recommend for anybody to do in anything in life. I hired the best agency, and then I worked out of the office of the agency, and they fucking taught me everything.
Wow.
And then boom, I'm bringing it in-house. You have to learn by doing. I'm a huge reader. I read probably, let's just say 2 to 3 books a month. I'm a huge podcast guy, huge YouTube guy. It kills me that there's no resources on shit like that, but there really fucking isn't, bro.
Because the people that are doing it don't want to share it.
And also, something could be so outdated so fast.
True. It's constantly changing. That's the scary part about it. It's constantly
scary but fun.
Changing. Yeah.
It's not scary for the people that are in the fucking game, because you just know, like, okay, the algorithm changed. That sucks, but it sucks for everybody else.
Right.
I'm going to learn it faster.
Exactly.
So yeah, I would recommend hiring a top tier agency, learning, and then the other huge thing, dude, is just like all of my homies are all running direct to consumer CPG brands that are doing 5 to 70 million in revenue a year. And then there's like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of us. And I could just hit my boy and just be like, yo, who you using for text? This service provider or this service provider? Oh, why are you using that one? Oh, what's your rates? And then I just hit all my homies and I just see what everybody's doing. And I'm like, oh, is this working for you? Is the abandoned cart working for you? Is the pop-up working for you? And then if I don't have a deep case study in it, a big sample set, somebody else does. So they did all the fucking work for me.
Yeah.
And I'm only listening to motherfuckers that know what they're doing. So if he's like, yo, this shit is getting us so many phone numbers, do this, talk to this guy, boom, puts me on email with the CEO of the company, cut the deal, bring it to my in-house team, rat.
Yeah, that's crazy. You guys also have like so many different sizes for the canvases. Like you the 12 by 18, you got the 30 by 40, the gallery size, which is sick. The 40 by 60.
Yep.
I love the big blown up ones.
Big ones are the best.
Did you guys have like a warehouse and like people doing the fulfillment, or do you do like a print on demand kind of deal? Like what's that process?
So for all the people out there that are in the first inning, in the beginning, it's always been dropship. It's print on demand. But obviously now we have a deep relationship with our production where you would never know that. So it's white labeled. You get a package. It's fucking our branding. It's our inserts. It's the customer service is at ikonick.com. So it's completely, from a forward facing, it's completely branded. For the people out there in the beginning, so we had no production in the beginning. We would get the orders and we would have to go on random sites where you upload your pictures.
The images.
Me and Jeff in the beginning, it was the worst. We would be behind, bro, a month in orders because we'd be getting all these orders and then we'd have another fucking job. Remember that? We had another job.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then I was customer service and then he was the artist and we would literally go in shifts where I'd be like, yo, you got the next 50 orders. And then he'd be fucking napping and he'd get the 50 orders. And then we would have fucking contests against each other. Who can upload an order the fastest? And then we looped in his 15-year-old brother that was a sneakerhead, and we were paying him a little bit of money per order, and then we were just throwing him kicks.
Wow.
And then I flew out to production because they were like, who the fuck is this psycho? Like, what the fuck is going on
Just
here?
ordering all this shit.
And then I show up, and the first time I didn't meet with like the CEO, and this is a big company. I didn't meet with like the CEO, and then they were just like, yo, you need to come back. Like, will you come back? And then I just came back, and then developed a relationship with the CEO, and now I've developed a relationship with the whole holding company. And yeah, man, like I said, it's all about, those relationships. We have a great relationship there and it's helped us scale. So it is still print on demand.
How long does it take to get an order? So if I go on the website right now and I order the big ass 60 by 40 gallery size, how long does it take for that to get to my house?
We say 7 to 10 business days in the US, but it's less just because I like underselling.
Overpromise.
Yep. 7 to 10, up to 12 in Canada. And then international, it's about to go down to 7 to 10.
Really? That's impressive. International, anywhere in the world.
We've been working on it for a long time.
Wow.
It's a big problem. Shipping anything with big dimensional weight anywhere internationally is very, very hard. And like, you got to understand that like our production is like doing hundreds of millions of dollars. Like this is a problem for people. And we just about figured it out. We're at the finish line, which I think is going to be amazing because I think we're going to be able to serve markets that not only are underserved, they're not served.
Right.
So I'm fucking amped for that.
What's your 10-year plan?
Don't have an answer for that, to be honest with you. I'm like a guy that kind of like lives in the moment, lives in the day. I love every day. I have my one KPI for people listening. It's key performance indicator, where I'm just like, as long as from a revenue perspective, we're hitting these numbers with all other things consistent. I love my life. I love my team. I love my family. Probably should have like a wife and a kid sometime soon. Probably should check that out.
A girlfriend?
Nope. I don't need. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. I've gone down some of those on the fucking podcast, especially with your savage ass. But no, man, we're just the immediate kind of future. Just so everybody understands, is the company's core focus is to motivate and inspire through storytelling, through telling stories. We're not even an art company. That's our core focus. So we're about to launch new products, new product mediums that are going to have that same, motivational, inspirational vibe to it, but just new products like
Awesome.
like mugs.
I love the kids shit that you guys do too. I just saw that today that you guys have a whole kids brand. So
we're gonna fuck up your kids' room. It's gonna be
yeah,
fire.
I was gonna say because my son is gonna be moving into his own room here soon, so we're gonna have to get some stuff for him.
And we're here in Arizona because we're about to shoot a women's collection. So we got the regular
that's exciting.
line.
You guys are doing that like this next couple of days, right?
The next 7 or 8 days, people are actually flying and they're here right now. So I'm so excited, man. Like for me, you know, the motivation, inspiration, like you guys have all heard my story now that are listening, like it's just so authentic to what I'm doing that it's just like this is not a job to me.
Right.
Like
It's all passion.
it is what it is.
That's how it should be for everybody, in my opinion. Like everything that you do, you should be doing it with passion, or you should change what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, I just don't fucking understand. Life is too short.
Yeah.
Like I was on a one-way ticket to Miami, back to LA, one-way ticket here. Like we're probably moving to fucking Arizona. We decided 2 days ago.
You should.
I know. I
It's
fuck with this
amazing
shit.
here.
These fat fucking cribs for
nothing.
fucking nothing.
Yeah.
This fucking man cave too is glorious.
Thank you. That's one of my last questions is, you see those jerseys on the wall, right?
Yep. You're missing the one.
Which one am I missing?
Well, you're not. Kobe Bryant is my guy.
Okay.
Rest at the end, not in the middle, is actually a tattoo from his 7th grade English teacher. I have it tattooed on my leg.
Wow.
Big fan of him. Rest in peace. But my fucking guy is Pippen.
Oh, okay.
He's just.
I got Jordan. I got Rodman. So.
I'm literally was thinking in my head. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get Jordan, Pippen, Rodman.
Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah, because I got what I was excited for is having Kobe, Jordan, and James all next to each other there at the top. So my question is,
Yeah.
if you could keep 2 jerseys out of here, one for just personal, like memorabilia, something that you're never going to sell and keep the rest of your life, and one from an investment standpoint.
One to keep for the rest of my life, 1,000% Kobe. Just a fucking savage. And a quick note to people out there listening: if there's someone you fuck with and you want to meet, don't wait, go attack. Because I literally was waiting for the right strategic move to meet him, and 2020 was gonna be my fucking year. I didn't fucking pull the trigger like a little bitch, and now I'll never meet him. So don't be a bitch. So reach out to people.
Some good advice.
Don't be
a little bitch.
Don't be
Just
a fucking bitch. Kobe. And then the conventional wisdom would say that Jordan jersey or that Jordan behind me, I think, because I think it's
a unique piece.
It's
and
unique.
it's one of 123 as well.
It's unique and cool, but I'm going to go, you're going to like this one. I'm going to go with Mahomes.
Yeah, because it's still early.
I think that it's probably still, even after MVP and Super Bowl winner, I would imagine it's a little bit underpriced. And one of my buddies deals directly with him, and I've heard that this guy is like even better than advertised. I heard he's a fucking saint. You know, his wife, he's known since college. He's got a great agent. I think he's in like the Kansas City market is probably, it's not LA. There's not some fuck shit. He's probably, you know, he's very.
It's not going to be really easy to get caught up in a bunch of bullshit like there is in other cities. That's for sure.
And then I think the thing that people don't talk about with the Chiefs is just like his team is fucking stacked.
Yep.
Like stacked. Like Tyreek Hill is the fastest dude. Like,
dude, when they won the Super Bowl, I was watching it in here. I cried. I actually cried. There was tears coming out of my eyes when the Chiefs won.
This is
amazing.
Such a vibe right here to watch sports. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, we got 3 TVs. Like if March Madness fucking ever comes back, different game on each TV. Usually during like the season, I'll have one game on, and then I'll hook my laptop to the other TV and have a different game on.
I love it. Before we end this episode, I want to know for you, which one in here do you think has the biggest upside? Can't say Mahomes.
Okay, if I can't say Mahomes, because that one I got so cheap. I got the Mahomes for under $1,000 before he won the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
I mean, as far as jerseys go, because I do think that piece right there of Jordan.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if you saw, I have a Lakers game used for autographed by LeBron over there. But, I want to say, God, it's got to be between James, Brady, and Jordan. I don't know. I'll probably go with Jordan.
Yeah.
Second would probably be James because I got it. It's about half the price of Jordan, so it has more room to grow. And then same thing with Brady. I got it at, it's already doubled since he left the Patriots. I'm going to go with the James, Cleveland LeBron James. I hate to say it because I'm not a LeBron guy at all. I respect him, but I'm not a fan because I think he's a crybaby.
I'm not going to argue with that.
But my last question that I got for you, and this is a really, really important question. Who would win in a fight between a taco and a grilled cheese sandwich?
taco and a grilled cheese sandwich. Where the fuck do you come up with these questions, bro?
That's from, you ever seen the movie Hot Rod?
I actually have never watched it like
Oh my
fully and
God,
sat
dude, you
down.
have to watch Hot Rod.
I've never seen
You
it.
have to watch it. It'll change your life.
Is it like a Super Troopers?
Not
Idiocracy
quite.
type thing?
Yeah, it's like almost like Dumb and Dumber type shit,
Ooh, Dumb and Dumber. That's
which
fire.
is another classic.
Yeah, I've never seen it, so I don't even know like the genesis of the argument.
There's no right or wrong answer, just who would win.
I'm just gonna run with the grilled cheese just because I fuck with grilled cheese more. That's about it, yeah. I would love me a grilled cheese right now. That shit sounds good.
Yeah, I could fuck with the grilled cheese right now. But hey, man, thanks for coming on the show. Ikonick.com is where you find the art. We'll link it in the top of the description. That's Ikonick, correct?
Yes, sir.
And we got Mark Brazil here. You guys can follow him on Instagram at Mark Brazil. That's MARK, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
And yeah.
Brazil with a Z.
Okay, guys, give him a follow. Once again, man, thank you so much for coming on. And if you guys want Big Dos merchandise, you can go to bigdosmancave.com. We got some special shit on there that we just put up. So make sure you guys check out that. The link to that is also in the description. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Don't be a bitch.